welcome to the fight of the week. I'm Don Dunphy, your ringside commentator. Tonight at Madison Square Garden, it's the long-awaited International Light Heavyweight Championship bout between title holder Archie Moore of San Diego and his youthful challenger Giulio Rinaldi of Anzio, Italy. Moore, one of the most renowned and most traveled of all boxing champions, has a record of longevity rarely matched in the annals of Fistiana. 44 or 47 years old, depending on whose records you take, the amazing Archie began fighting in 1936 when Rinaldi was just 1 year old. Moore's overall record shows 212 fights, of which he has won 181, scoring 130 knockouts. He has lost 25 and fought 6 draws. He has been stopped 6 times, twice in attempts to win the heavyweight championship. Moore won the light heavy title from Joey Maxim in 1952, and this will be his 9th defense. Giulio Rinaldi was born in Anzio, Italy, February 13th, 1935. Now in his 5th year of campaigning, Giulio won the Italian light heavyweight crown a year ago when he knocked out Santi Amonte in 1 round. Last October, Rinaldi became world prominent when he outpointed Moore in a non-title bout in Rome. Rinaldi has fought 30 times, winning 25, 8 by knockouts. He has lost 5, once by a KO. Rinaldi is 5 feet 11, while Moore is 6 feet tall. At the New York State Athletic Commission weigh-in today, Moore weighed 174 and a half, and Rinaldi 173 3/4. In just a few minutes, the 15-round light heavyweight championship fight between Archie Moore and Giulio Rinaldi will get underway. And now up in the center of the ring, surrounded by a galaxy of former great champions, our very good friend, the ring announcer, Johnny Addy.
Ladies and gentlemen, Edith Lane will now play the Italian national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like you to meet some outstanding champions and some near champions. From Toledo, Ohio, just recently won the light middleweight Olympic championship. Let's give a nice hand, Wilbert Skeeter McClure. Skeeter McClure. The 33-year-old veteran, boxing better than ever. Paolo Rossi of the Bronx. Another great champion of the past, probably one of the best boxers we ever had in the featherweight division. Former featherweight champion of the world, Willie Pep. Here's undefeated New York light heavyweight, anxious to meet the winner of tonight's fight, Doug Jones. Doug Jones on the west side. Recently crowned welterweight champion and proved that he was a great champion by KOing a boy who was never knocked out before, Gaspar Ortega. Here's the current welterweight champion of the world, Emil Griffith. Here's a pretty good former light heavyweight champion from Cliffside Park in New Jersey, Gus Lesnovich. Gus Lesnovich. What can I say about him other than what the newspapers always said? The Cinderella Man, the former heavyweight champion of the world, James J. Braddock. When they compare the old-time welterweights and middleweights, they always mention this gentleman. One of the great former welterweight, middleweight champions who met all the leading light heavyweights and heavyweights, the toy bulldog, Mickey Walker. Mickey Walker. And the reason this young man is here, he heads our main event here next week. He's a graduate of our club, St. Nicholas Arena. Will make his first main event start here next week against Denny Moyer, Giulio Nunez. Giulio Nunez. Let's give him a nice hand. Also in the audience, ladies and gentlemen, they say pound for pound, the greatest of them all, the Sugar, Ray Robinson. Come on up. Sugar Ray. Another great little champion, ladies and gentlemen. Now the chief inspector on the staff of the New York State Athletic Commission, the former featherweight king, Petey Scalzo, right over here. One more, also in the audience, retired, undefeated, heavyweight champion of the world, Rocky Marciano. Now, ladies and gentlemen, here are the ring officials assigned by the New York State Athletic Commission. The judges, Tony Castellano, Artie Aidala. The timekeeper, George Bannon. Counting for the knockdowns, Zach Clayton. Your referee for the main event, popular Ruby Goldstein. 15 rounds for the light heavyweight championship of the world. Introducing from Anzio, Italy, he's wearing white trunks, weighing 173 3/4, the challenger, Giulio Rinaldi. His opponent, from San Diego, California, he's wearing black trunks, weighing 174.5 pounds, the wonderful, ageless, light heavyweight king, Archie Moore. 15 rounds for the light heavyweight championship of the world at stake.
Ruby Goldstein takes over.
Am I right in believing that you know all about the rules of New York State? You've been told by our commissioners as well as your handlers? Now remember, this is a championship fight, and a championship fight, we waive the 3 knockdowns, we waive the mandatory 8 counts, and if a man gets knocked down, the one who scores the knockdown must go to neutral corner. And on the clinching, I'm going to let you fight inside and as long as I think your arms are free. But the minute you're in a clinch, I'm going to ask you to break. And I want you to break cleanly. Instead of me breaking, you break by yourself. Is everything clear to him?
Dice che quando arriva sotto il colpo ti lascio lavorare, ma quando cominciate a tenere, prima che non tenere, quando cominciate a tenere, loro ordinano il break, oppure potete andare contro il conto vostro.
You shake hands now, not when you come
As you
out.
might gather, Rinaldi doesn't speak English, and Steve Klaus, the manager of Giulio Loy, who's going to be in his corner, was translating for him. If it goes the limit, scoring in New York is on a rounds basis with an auxiliary point system in case the rounds come out even on an official's card. The light heavyweight championship of the world. Archie Moore wearing the black trunks, the bell for round 1. Rinaldi in white. Ring savvy on the side of the champion, youth on the side of the challenger. What we fighting. We've never seen him in actual combat. He likes to fight and probably will carry the fight to the champion coming in low. Moore is noted for conserving his energy. Does he use too much footwork? He'll block punches with it in front of his face with his gloves, in front of his body with his arms. Archie looks like he has no idea of going too far. He's just cocking that right hand. Rinaldi probably has the same idea. Archie has that shell-like defense. Rinaldi, by the way, has very quick hands. Using the 6-ounce championship glove, 6 ounces. Round 1 is half over. Rinaldi can throw a very good sneak right hand or a good quick looping right hand. Archie's got all the punches. One minute to go in round 1. Both boys a little shy on their timing so far. You notice that Moore is letting Rinaldi do most of the footwork, letting him go around him. Seconds to go in round 1. There's the bell. There's the bell for round 2. Little to choose between them in round 1, a feeling out round. Scheduled for 15. Not many expected to go that far. Rinaldi the white trunks, Moore the black trunks. Know each other. They fought 10 rounds in Italy, and last October, Rinaldi winning on a decision. Rinaldi scored, but Moore came back quickly. Is looking for an opening for that educated right hand of his. Round 2 is half over. A good sally by the challenger. And Moore is back in. there's the first real clinch of the fight. Referee Ruby Goldstein gets them apart. About half a minute left in this round. The bell ending round 2, and we go back to the corner with the light heavyweight champion Archie Moore. His 3 veteran handlers in there, rubbing him off. Facing him is Dick Sadler, his veteran trainer. On the left-hand side, leaning in from the outside, is Ted Williams, and on the outside is Hiawatha Gray. He's been with these boys a long time. Manager Jack Kearns is not in the corner, but is at ringside. Now on the other side of the ring, we have the challenger from Anzio, Italy. And facing him is a manager, a very volatile, bouncy little manager, bending down in front of him, Luigi Proietti. Brushing him off is a trainer on the left-hand side, Chicky Viti, and on the right-hand side is the manager of Duilio Loy, Steve Klaus, who handles a lot of Italian fighters in Italy, though he himself is American. We're coming up to round 3. Very even bout so far. There's the bell. Rinaldi, the white trunks. Moore, the black trunks. There has not been a real sustained exchange as yet. Plus, with big men, that's not unusual. Challenger shows no fear of the great champion. But took a hard right hand, a good punch, the best of the fight so far. And maybe he took it well. 2 minutes left in round 3.
Come on, man. Step back, please. Break by yourself. Come on.
Is having the better of the long range going.
All right, a clean break now. A clean break.
One minute to go in round 3. Has Rinaldi bothered. He's got him backing up. Rinaldi apologizing for a low punch. Seconds to go in round 3. There's the bell. Square Garden in New York, the scene as the light heavyweight championship for the world is at stake. Champion Archie Moore, the black trunks. Challenger Giulio Rinaldi of Italy in the white trunks. Moore started to come on in round 3. He's been sneaking a stiff left hand into Rinaldi's face, as you noticed. Difficult to get through Moore's defense. The gloves in front of the face, the arms in front of the body. Feinting his man out of position now and then, but Rinaldi, undaunted, keeps coming on. You notice Moore feinting with that right hand. About a minute left in round 4. Scored heavily, but Rinaldi was rolling back with it. There's the bell ending round 4. Archie gets a big hand as he goes back to his corner. You've got to feel, though, that time, other things being equal, time is going to be on the side of the youthful challenger. Moore anywhere from 44 to 47 years old, and fighting at what must now be a very unnatural weight of 174.5 pounds. He was 206 only a couple of weeks ago. Here's something of interest to all sports fans. Saturday is Sports Day on ABC. The best in boxing, the best in bowling on Make That Spare After the Fight. And ABC's Wide World of Sports. Next Saturday from France, it will be the famous Le Mans sports car race. The following Saturday, the National AAU track meet from Randall's Island in New York. Coming up, NCAA and Professional American League Football and the Orange Bowl Classics, all on ABC, television's #1 network for sports. Bell for round 5, and Moore bounded out there that time. Moore in the black trunks, Rinaldi in the white. Moore has been piling up points the last couple of rounds. The battle is scheduled for 15 rounds here in New York. Beating him to the punch with that right hand, a good right hand. But shows no signs of wilting. Rinaldi would like to work Moore's midsection more often, but Archie won't give him a shot at it. To go in round 5. Moore has scored heavily, but Rinaldi has taken the punch as well. Rinaldi, a strong young customer. Archie really unloaded a couple of right hands in this round, but Rinaldi is still there. The youngster, he doesn't get flustered. 10 seconds to go in round 5. There's the bell. There's the bell for round 6. Archie Moore, the champion, light heavyweight division. Black trunks. Giulio Rinaldi, the challenger from Anzio, Italy, in white. Can tell with a fighter Moore's age, he could get old all of a sudden. They've been saying that about Archie for years. Rinaldi, young, tough, determined. And as we can see, he takes a very good punch. He knows how to fight. He's cautioned about a backhand punch by the referee, Ruby Goldstein. Left in this round. Rinaldi getting his hands up in time, as you see.
All right, please back now.
Rinaldi is bleeding from the nose. All of a sudden, it started to scream out.
All right, I'll take it.
Rinaldi cautioned about his use of the head. there's the bell, ending round 6. Next Saturday here at Madison Square Garden, the fight of the week brings together Dennis Moya and Julio Nunez in a 10-round middleweight bout. Moya impressively defeated Charlie Scott in February and lost a close battle to Jorge Fernandez in April. In his last outing a month ago, he KO'd Willie Jennings in 2 rounds. Moya has won 29 out of 33 fights, 8 by knockout. Nunez is making his network TV debut. He's already one up on the Moyer family, having KO'd Dennis' brother Phil in April. Nunez has won 20 out of 23, scoring 6 knockouts. Dennis Moyer versus Giulio Nunez next Saturday on the Fight of the Week, brought to you by the Gillette Safety Razor Company and by El Producto, America's largest selling quality cigar. Well, coming up to round 7. No signs of a knockout yet here at Madison Square Garden. There's the bell. Challenger Giulio Rinaldi, the white trunks, champion Archie Moore in the black for the light heavyweight title. The referee is Ruby Goldstein. Sometimes with a particularly wide stance when he wants to roll back from punches or sneak over a right hand. He's complaining about something to referee Goldstein. I don't know just what it is yet. Now Moore is starting to hold a little bit more than he did earlier. Could be a sign of something. To go in round 7. The bleeding from his nose is starting to bother Rinaldi. There's the bell. Coming up to round 8 of Madison Square Garden, the light heavyweight championship. Archie Moore on his feet in the black trunks, the champion. Giulio Rinaldi, the challenger in white. On further examination, we discover that Rinaldi is also cut inside the mouth. in round 8 as the action slows down palpably.
All right, step back. Come on, Rinaldi. Come on.
Beginning to get chopped up by Archie. His face is sliced in a couple of spots. On the right side, just near the right eye. But Moore has landed his best punches, and they have done nothing to Rinaldi. Rinaldi's landed some pretty good ones, not as many as Moore had. About a minute left in round 8. The best exchange of the fight, and Rinaldi made Moore break ground. Over. There's the bell ending round 8. Let's go back to the corner with the challenger, Giulio Rinaldi. They've got a lot of work to do in that corner. Steve Klaus on the right-hand side is manager Luigi Proietti, wiping the face off. He's not badly cut by any manner of means, but the blood, especially from inside the mouth, is bothering him at times. He's a game fighter, as you've seen, a quick fighter, but at the moment he's been woefully wild with his right hand. Moore has been very effective with the right hand, by the way. We're coming up to round 9 here in Madison Square Garden, and the issue is very much in doubt, I'm sure. They're scoring on a rounds basis here in New York, and if it goes the limit, you can't tell. We've got 7 big rounds, the 9th to the 15th inclusive. Whether experience on the part of Moore or youth on the part of Rinaldi will pay off remains to be seen if it goes the limit. The bell now for round 9. Moore the black trunks, Rinaldi the white. Starting to pull more a little bit. He's lunging at him, as you see.
Come on. You got a problem.
What Ruby said to Rinaldi was a waste of time. He doesn't understand English. Ruby wants the action to speed up a little bit. seconds to go in round 9.
All right, once it's good, come on.
There's the bell. Coming up to round 10, Madison Square Garden. It's a 15-rounder for the light heavyweight championship. There have been no knockdowns in the fight. Moore in the black trunks, the champion. Challenger Rinaldi in white. Southpaw there for a moment. A lot of these punches are blocked in this fight, as you can see. That wasn't, though. Crowd rises with Moore's rally. That was a solid thump. Rinaldi takes it well, though. The bell ending round 10. And for the first time tonight, Giulio Rinaldi looked very, very tired as he went back to his corner. Moore has seemed a little bit tired the last couple of rounds, but you can never tell with amazing Archie because that's the way he fights. There are many excellent reasons why ABC is the #1 network for sports. Every Saturday night, the best in boxing and bowling. On Saturday afternoons, ABC's Wide World of Sports. Coming up, the cream of the campus crop will be featured on the NCAA football series every Saturday, followed by American League professional football every Sunday. And, of course, the Orange Bowl Classics at the end of the year. Put them all together, and they spell ABC, television's #1 network for sports. A warning whistle has sounded for round 11. The last one was a rough one for the challenger. A big one for champion Moore in the black trunks, Rinaldi in white. left in this round. Rinaldi is starting to shorten up on his punches and is a little more effective with them.
Come on, no holding.
No knockdowns in the fight. Nobody's been hurt. Coming up here, sixer now. Crowd was apathetic a while ago, not now though. Seconds to go in round 11. There's the bell. Coming up to round 12, both men out there before the bell rang, and the referee has to keep them apart. It's a 15-rounder, the bell for round 12. Moore, the champion in black. Rinaldi, the challenger in white. Moore, 174 and a half. Rinaldi, 173 and 3/4. Moore has about 7 inches in reach on him, 78 to 71. Referee is Ruby Goldstein. Half over. No knockdowns in the fight as yet. Moore landed a couple of crushers in this round. We tell you, this boy takes them well. He landed a good one then. a bell ending round 12. Let's look at the great light heavyweight champion. Incidentally, I'm reminded that since Archie Moore started fighting back in 1936, he has gone through 9 managers. His current manager, also ageless, 78-year-old Jack Kearns, who guided Jack Dempsey to the heavyweight title way back, about 42 years ago in 1919. Believe it or not, Kearns is now the manager of Archie Moore, after having also managed Mickey Walker to the welterweight and middleweight titles somewhere in the middle, somewhere along the line. So it's an amazing combination. Archie Moore and his manager, Jack Kearns. Archie doesn't have to roll back the years because they don't seem to catch up to him. The warning buzzer is sounded for round 13. It's a 15-rounder at Madison Square Garden. A good crowd. The bell, Rinaldi the white trump, Moore the black trump. No knockdowns as yet. His defense a little bit. He's now using Moore's defense, crossing the gloves in front of him. Left in round 13, and both boys were born on the 13th of the month. Moore in December, Rinaldi in February. A few years apart, by the way. It's been a grueling fight, as you can see. Solid one by Rinaldi. 1 minute to go in round 13. Rinaldi takes it well. 10 seconds to go in round 13. There's the bell. 14, and Archie does a knee bend, and the crowd likes it. Moore has dominated the fight. I'd say about 75% of the time. Has scored the heavier punches, but has not been able to upend his game young challenger, Giulio Rinaldi. Nobody has been on the floor yet. And this is the 14th of a 15-rounder. Referee Ruby Goldstein doing a competent job in there. Archie may fancy Dan it a little bit at this point. However, that's a dangerous thing to do. bell ending round 14. Now with the final round coming up, we'd like to recapitulate a little bit. There have been no knockdowns in the fight. Moore has not been cut at all as far as we can see. Rinaldi has been sliced a little bit around the face, on the nose, and inside the mouth. No knockdowns. We're coming up to the 15th and final round. The scoring here in New York is on a rounds basis with an auxiliary point system if the rounds come out even on an official's card. Just a reminder that next week will be Dennis Moyer and Julio Nunez here at Madison Square Garden, and a reminder that the middleweight championship fight scheduled for July 8th between champion Gene Fulmer and challenger Florentino Fernandez will now be held August 5th. The Fulmer-Fernandez fight, August 5th, will be held in Ogden, Utah. Referee Ruby Goldstein out in the center for the final round. There's the bell. Moore in the black trunks, Rinaldi in white. On my unofficial card, Moore has completely dominated the fight. Rinaldi has been pebble game all the way, no question about it. Moore has landed his best punches, but has not been able to upset the challenger. But you won't find a gamer fighter anywhere. Only 15 seconds left. Crowd applauding. 10 seconds left. There'll be no knockout. Now there's the bell. The final bell. The light heavyweight championship of the world. We'll have the decision and an interview with the winner in just a minute. Well, we're in the ring here at Madison Square Garden waiting for the decision of the referee Ruby Goldstein and the judges, Tony Castellano and Artie Aidala. The scoring here in New York, I repeat, is on a rounds basis. If the rounds come out even on an official's card, then an auxiliary point system is resorted to. Archie apparently feels confident that he's won. He's shaking hands with some of the ringsiders, while deputies Jack Dubestein, Pat Callahan, and Dan Dowd go over the cards. Here's Johnny Addy now.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's the decision. Referee Ruby Goldstein, 11-3, and 1 even, favor of Archie Moore. Judge Artie Aidala, 11-4, Archie Moore. Judge Tony Castellano, 9-5, and 1 even, Archie Moore, the winner and still light heavyweight champion of the world, Archie Moore.
Here we have the successful light heavyweight champion of the world, Archie Moore. Archie, we've got a little camera over here facing right at you. They want us to get back about a foot. I'd like to congratulate you first and then have you tell us about the fight, Archie.
Well, I'd like to say first, please, if I may, that I'm going to give for our wonderful mayor of San Diego, Mr. Mayor Dale, a $3,000 check to be divided as thus. I would like very much for $1,000 to go to the children who cannot see and the children who cannot hear, the disabled children, in a united fund where all can be involved. Secondly, I would like to give $1,000 for the brave little kids going to school for the Freedom Riders. And lastly, I would like to give $500 to the B'nai B'rith and buy myself a $500 life membership of the NAAPC.
Okay, Archie, good luck to you. Now, wait a second. Now tell us about the fight.
Well, I found that Rinaldi was in his same usual rugged condition, but with the assistance of my trainers, Mr. Dick Sadler, my head trainer, Hiawatha Gray, and Teddy Williams, and my photographer, Bill Lanier, I was able to get off this terrific amount of weight, which is 36 pounds. And I will soon show the people, especially those on the West Coast, how to do it. Because, you see, Don, I have started a milk company. I have a dietary milk for skinny people, and I have fattening milk, you know.
Archie, one more question. Now, what about the light heavyweight picture? How about Harold Johnson?
Harold Johnson is a man who is deserving of a chance. I acknowledge that. The only reason I have not fought Harold is because I have not been able to get up the money. But now, since he has scored 2 impressive wins, this can possibly be arranged, you understand?
And what about the future of Rinaldi?
And the future of Rinaldi, he should go back to school and try to learn some more technique, because he was sadly lacking in technique, but he's a game boy.
He certainly
have
is
to give him that credit.
Thank you, and good luck to you, Archie Moore. Good luck forever. Right up and down the road.
Thank you, Don, and I certainly appreciate all the fine champions, particularly the young one, Emil Griffith, and Ray Robinson, yes, and young Floyd Patterson. They are great fighters.
Thank you very much, Archie, and good luck to you all the way. That was Archie Moore, the light heavyweight champion of the world.